around 10 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, we do Morningwood Sports live, game day live. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of commentary. We'll give you comments and statements and lineup ideas. All right. And welcome to Morningwood Sports. I'm Corey. As always, I've got my awesome little skinny little buddy over there, Cody. I don't know. I'm going to run out of stuff to say eventually, but I'm going to keep it going right now. I got the skinny Johnny Bravo with me today. Cody, like him here. So go ahead and take it away, skinny Johnny.
Holy shit! Yeah, the intros from you never get old. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, you might have absolutely nothing, and still somehow I laugh at it. But
I know.
no, we're week 3 of college football, everybody, and I'm excited. We have some big games today. Not a lot going on in the early morning games for me. I mean, we got some decent games going. Looks like Clemson just tied it up 21-all. Oklahoma's playing like the way they should. I know we're going to talk about Missouri a little bit because that's your team. They hopped in the top 25 this week. And we got another big game that we weren't going to talk about a little bit too with Georgia at Tennessee. Outside of that, some other games we'll chit-chat a little bit about. We're going to hit the NFL too, and then we'll just go from there. So what games do you want to start off with what's going on this morning, Corey?
Yeah, so like you said, I mean, we got a few games going right now. We got Clemson. They're in the red zone right now, but they're losing to Georgia Tech 14-21. We'll see what happens with that. Clemson, as I've talked about multiple times already this year, I feel like is one of those teams that's going to probably they were definitely overranked to start the year, and I think that they're starting to get exposed at this point. I just don't see them. They're just not the way they used to be back in the day.
No, not when they. I mean, granted, Deshaun Watson obviously had a good start to his career in the NFL. Didn't finish well, but I mean, ever since they lost Deshaun Watson to the NFL, it's like they haven't done much, and there's been a lot of conversation.
They had Trevor Lawrence as well, but after that.
Well, yeah, sorry, my bad. I forgot about Trevor Lawrence. But I mean, they had some good seasons. They had some good quarterbacks, and now they don't. I mean, this is a third-year starter for quarterbacks. You know, there was all talks about Clemson being so much better this year and probably making the college football playoff again, and I just don't see it happening. And the way they're playing Georgia Tech, Clemson just tied it up 21-all, but I just don't see it. I mean, they're going to compete, don't get me wrong. They've been in football games, but
and Georgia Tech's 2-0. I mean, they've been playing good football.
But Georgia Tech the last couple of years has had some good seasons.
All right.
Like, they're not like the pushover that they were, say, 5 to 6 to 10 years ago. I mean, they're not a pushover anymore. They're becoming a very good football team and a very good college football team. And I just don't see. I mean, there's a possibility if Georgia Tech pulls this off of seeing Georgia Tech push into the top 25 as well.
Right.
But Clemson they're not where they're
not number 12 in the nation right now, and that's where they're ranked at. They're ranked 12, and
they're right at 12.
Yeah. Even if they win this game, I see them still fall in a couple spots.
And they could fall, and depending upon how the rest of the weekend plays out, you could see Clemson falling, or you could probably see them possibly staying roughly right where they're at.
Right.
Outside of that, we got Oregon, who's been playing very well so far this year. They started out the season 2-0, and they're ranked number 4, and they're currently up on Northwestern 34-14, and I know it's Northwestern, but Oregon it doesn't seem like they're falling off like I thought Oregon actually might after losing Dylan Gabriel and things of that nature. They're still playing very well. And I can see them making a very decent push in the college football playoff if they continue to play the way that they are.
I mean, they're going to be one of those teams that's up in there. Let's just be real with they obviously they have some of the best training equipment and everything like that because they're up there with Nike. They got all the stuff that they need. That's why they always get the coolest jerseys. They got all the coolest stuff all the time.
Their shiny helmets are the shit. I don't give a
shit. They are. No, dude, their
helmets are bad.
Their uniforms are the shit. Like, they have the coolest stuff up there, and it's always the top of the line, new age stuff,
Like,
and they have so
I'm not
many
even an
different
Oregon fan,
uniforms.
but if I could get an Oregon helmet just to hang up in my garage, just
Oh,
because it's
that'd be
cool,
so sick, dude.
I would take it. Absolutely.
So
Not
sick.
even a huge fan. I mean, I've rooted for them in the past because a lot of the times when they made the championship game, which has happened I think a couple times in the last 10 years, but I just root for them because they've always been the other underdog, and
Right.
it's fun and it's fun to root for them. I like their program. It's been successful, and I hope it just continues to go well.
Hey,
For
I've
them.
rocked them a couple seasons in NCAA. I love all their jerseys. I think it's pretty sick. They're up on Northwestern right now. I think they should pull away from Northwestern in this. Northwestern's going to play a good game. They're a good team.
I mean,
But they
that
play
game's
tough.
about over. There's 34 seconds left in that fourth quarter. I mean, they're up 34-14. I
Oh,
mean,
it's over then. 20. Yeah, they won by 20. I mean, and they're just kneeling it out right now, so it'll be fine.
yep.
Um,
You got
but
the other team, another team playing today, another ranked team, Oklahoma.
they're beating the brakes off
They're
Temple right now.
beating the brakes off of Temple, which should happen. But Temple's 2-0. They're coming into this game probably with a little positivity. But
Yeah, but 42-3
Oklahoma
spanking
is
shellacking.
Oklahoma's currently surprising the shit out of me because
Oh, every
we
year,
haven't seen much
every single
out of
season.
Oklahoma the last couple of years,
Yeah.
and it's kind of surprising to see Oklahoma where they're going to probably enter after this game 3-0, and there's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I don't think Temple's going to cover that.
Well, the last time you really heard about
loss.
Oklahoma in contention like they're going to be this year was whenever Jalen was there.
Yep.
So
The year before that was Baker.
It was before that it was Baker. So I mean, they got a legit team this year, and they are just spanking the crap out of people, and I love to see it. We got Auburn going against USA. They're not beating them as much as I thought think they should. It's 31-15.
Yeah, it's closer than I thought this game would be.
Yeah, 13 minutes, 14, basically 14 minutes left in this game. You want to see Auburn pull away from this, but I mean, a win's a win. That's all really matters. I mean, at this point.
All right, let's hear about your Mizzou team because I know you
All
want
right,
to talk
yeah.
about.
So Mizzou made it to the top 25. They made it just squeaked in at 25 this week. They've been playing really good football. They beat a good Kansas team last week that's been playing really good football this year against really good talent and really good teams. And they are just beating the brakes off of Louisiana right now, which is to be expected. But it's 45-10. Third quarter just started.
Never underestimate the raging Cajuns down there in the.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I get it. But I wouldn't be betting on them today. So.
I mean, but they're playing pretty well balanced football. I mean, your quarterback's 15 for 22 for 174 yards, a couple TDs.
Man,
rushing wise, you got Ahmad Hardy who's got 22 carries for what?
Yeah.
150 fucking yards, dude.
Yeah, no,
that's ridiculous with 3 TDs on top of it.
That's what we're gonna do. So they were in a spread down there. Drinkowitz is a great coach.
I'm gonna fucking interrupt you again because this is another crazy stat: 11.4 yards average per carry.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Crying out loud.
Exactly. How do you find that much space? But Mizzou, they finished very high last year at the end of the year. So I mean, like they've been
they
in
just had a little fall at the end of the season last year. They were pretty close to the college football playoff.
Right.
And I think they had if I remember correctly, it was the last couple weeks were some bad games, and
it happened. They fell out, and it happens. Whenever you get into that SEC play, it's really tough. You have some tough games, and you win some good tough games, and you lose some tough games. But either way, we played Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl and beat the brakes off of them, so that was fun.
And Iowa State was another team last year that was playing very well, and then their end of the season was kind of like Missouri.
No, but I said Ohio State.
Oh, Ohio State. I'm sorry. You didn't play Ohio State last year.
No, in 2 years ago is when we played them in the.
I was gonna say last year Ohio was the champs.
Yeah. 2 years ago we played in the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah. And it's kind of the same thing when Missouri gets those tougher games towards the end of the season. When those games matter, they tend to play like the Vikings and choke.
Right.
Hopping into my game of the week, we got Georgia Bulldogs going against the Tennessee Vols. I was texting my buddy earlier today, who is a big Tennessee fan. I was like, dude, we should have road tripped to Tennessee for this game. But he ended up having other things going on. But oh man, it would have been so much fun being there with a Tennessee fan. And I like the Tennessee fans. The Tennessee fans seem to be good people. And it looked like this game is going to be fun. We don't with the Dogs, and yes, I'm a Georgia Bulldogs fan. With the Dogs, we don't have that quarterback like we used to, and I don't know what we're going to get out of Gunner. Gunner doesn't seem to have that downfield threat like the other quarterbacks have. I don't know if his accuracy is just not that good or what it is. And then the other part for me for the Dogs too is that the defense doesn't look as good as it used to be, but everything that I have read, they've talked about how they think this Georgia's defense is one of the best defenses in the last 5-6 years. I'm like, are you shitting me? I'm like, some of the defensive players and defensive teams that they have had in the last 5 years have been phenomenal. And you're going to tell me, and you're going to tell me that this is better? I don't know. Right. I'm up in the air on the Dogs this year, and I'm not going to stop being a Georgia Bulldogs fan. I'm not going to, absolutely not. But I don't think.
But there's a vacuum. There's a vacuum in the top of the SEC right now, and I'm hoping that Mizzou can fill that. And just to finish on what I was saying earlier, we played Iowa last year. I should have freaking remembered this, obviously, in the Music City Bowl, and we beat them 24-27, and they were a good Iowa team. Obviously,
they were a very good team.
And then we were ranked 22 whenever we played them. I just wanted to go ahead and finish that. But the year before that, we played in the Cotton Bowl against Ohio State and beat them in the Cotton Bowl. And they wanted to act like nobody played in that game, whatever, but we won anyway, so we're going to take that.
But going back, I don't think that this Georgia Bulldogs team is the best defense that they've had in the last 5-6 years. I think they're good, and I think they're going to continue to be a top 10 team. Do I look at them as a championship caliber team? I do not. And I think a lot of that comes down to the quarterback, and maybe he develops. I mean, he came in last year for a couple games when they had some injuries, and we'll see how he does and progresses through his first full season. And I mean, obviously, I hope he does well because it's the Dogs. I'm going to cheer for him. But I just don't see it. I'm still going to take, because I'm a Georgia fan, I'm obviously going to take Georgia in this game, but I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to be good. And I don't have a score for it, but I think it's going to be a 3-point game.
Yeah, let's talk about let's talk about something else here. I mean, just because this was something we talked about a lot last year, and we're going to still talk about it a little bit this year because their star-studded freaking coaching staff. Colorado loses again. They lost to a good Houston team. Like, it's like
Houston's playing very well.
I said, you heard what I said. I said a good loss to a good Houston team.
I heard it, and I'm by no means defending Colorado. Houston has been playing very well. I wanted to give them the props for that because that team started off very hot this year.
But they beat them handedly.
Oh, absolutely. But it's Colorado. Again, I don't think Colorado's going to have more than 3 wins this year. I really don't.
Well, they're 1-2 right now, so they're not doing very good. And they haven't been playing top 10 teams, or they haven't been playing ranked teams in the first place. So, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. We got, Arizona's still surprising me. They're 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
They beat Kansas State, but Kansas State doesn't seem to be very good this year. Indiana did their job. They're 3-0. And this is all games that were played yesterday. And they won 73-0 against basically Indiana State School of the Blind. And then, Syracuse beat freaking Colorado team. So,
can I just throw this out there real quick?
Go ahead.
UCLA lost again after they paid their quarterback how much money to transfer from Tennessee?
Actually, the good thing,
like ass.
The good thing is, at least, since they're not winning games, at least he's getting paid a lot less money to lose those games now.
So, not only that, getting paid less money, the guy that transferred from there is more successful as a starting quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah. He looks great, actually. Tennessee looks good. That's going to be another game coming up. So.
Yeah, that's like I said. That's why I'm really excited about the Tennessee game. both of these quarterbacks are first-time SEC team. Well, not first time, but the Georgia quarterback is first SEC road game, and this is Tennessee's quarterback going up against an SEC defense for his first time. Like, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be a really good football game, and I'm pumped. And as soon as that's done, I'm off to my kid's football game and see how he does tonight.
Yeah, awesome. What do you think about obviously your quarterback last year transferred to Miami. What do you think his chances going against USF today? Because USF
Honestly,
has been a very good
these are my two favorite games this week, and it's not because he was a former Georgia quarterback, but because Miami has started off kind of like how they did last year with Cam Ward, and they're playing pretty well balanced football. Defense is playing good, offense is staying in the game. But dude, USF has come out firing, and they've got
their men. They're good every year.
They're 2-0 against ranked football teams. That hasn't happened in a long fucking time. We talked about it last week, and I think this is going to be a good football game. And I think in this game, I'm going to take the upset. I think USF is going to upset Miami this week, and I just think they're going to get in the QB's head. I think
you think Carson Beck is going down, huh?
I think this is a loss for Miami. And I'm not saying Miami's bad. USF just seems to be on fire right now. Miami seems to play well-balanced football, and they're staying in games and they're winning their games. But I think USF has been coming out firing, and I think it's going to be.
I think, and I'm going to have to go against you on this one. I think that USF's going to come back down to earth today. I think they're going to be 2-1 after today. I think they had a really good start, and I think they're going to be riding a high energy and a high horse coming in. I think they're going to get knocked a little bit back down to earth today. Because I think like you said, I think they're going to run into a very fundamental, a very good Miami team, and I think that because of the experience of Carson Beck and because he's been in the league and been a quarterback in college football for so long, I think that he's going to actually have the upper hand here, and I think that Miami's going to take this game.
Your take is perfectly good because I mean it makes sense. I mean I'm taking the underdog just for the underdog scenario. But like you said, and I did, Miami's playing well-balanced football, and they're going to be in a lot of games, and all those games are going to be winnable for them for the most part.
Well, even with mediocre quarterback play, if you can play fundamental football, you're going to stay in games. If you're not giving the football up, if you're not turning the ball over, and you're playing good defense, you're going to be in these games. They're not going to just walk all over you unless they're just a way better team with way more talent than you. Yeah. So realistically, you're going to be in these games.
So one game it's not off topic, but it's not a team that we normally talk about. But because I know the person that's a new follower on our Spotify page, her and her family are huge Nebraska Huskers fans. So I'm going to give a little quick shout out to them and the Nebraska Huskers. Nebraska beat the brakes off of Houston Christian, who I'm sorry, I don't know who that is, but 59-7 is the current score with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I told her, I said, you know what? I'm going to give a shout out to them for you. Thank you for following our page. I really enjoy it. And
hey, man, you know what? They got freaking Patrick Mahomes from Wish. They even got his They even got his tight end proposing on the field. So funny. I'm going to go ahead. I'll give a shout out to you. Good luck to you, Raul. I think that he's a pretty good guy. He's a pretty good kid. I don't know who his tight end is, but I'm sure he's going to be miserable too. Especially if he goes pro and she takes him for half his crap. But good luck to you, kid. And that's I have nothing bad to say about Nebraska. Don't really care too much about their team, but they've been playing well.
This is what I give to Nebraska. Nebraska has been trying for a long time to get back to a big brand name football team, and it's taken some time.
Well, they said the same thing last year, and they did not live up to the hype, but they're definitely doing a lot better this year.
That when that coach came in, they got rid of a lot of players. They brought in a lot of new players. All of those players take time to mesh, and there's a possibility that we could see Nebraska being a good football team here in the next couple of years, unless none of the players that they got work out or the coach doesn't work out. We don't know, but again, like I said, I just wanted to give a quick shout out just because.
No, I get it, man. Hey. Rock out to the freaking Huskers. Appreciate you following our page. Keep shouting out for us. We'll keep shouting out for you. Hopefully he turns into the real Patrick Mahomes one day.
What do you think of Texas still being ranked number 7? It's kind of
Um,
my it's one of my questions that I had for you today because I'm kind of surprised that they're still ranked that high.
I think the same thing. I mean, just because it came out and beat the freaking brakes off of a team that is an FBS team,
Mm-hmm.
they're just they haven't proved anything. And you know what? They got another freaking game today where they better win by 60 again today. Because if they don't, there's just going to constantly be these questions about if Arch is actually what he says he is. And now he had a horrible freaking game week 1 against a good team. He had a great week 2, and now he's already in the Heisman talk again. Like that to me seems premature. That to me seems a little ridiculous.
For me, there should be no fucking Heisman talk right now. Not a lick. We
No.
haven't played. We've had a couple big games week 1. Not much really at all last week. Any of these players haven't proven anything to be a Heisman Trophy winner.
And then that's my whole thing is I don't like the early stuff because what they do is they give these guys a lot of point and a lot of credits early. So even if they have a little bit of slack off time in the middle of the season, they're still up there in the rankings. And it's
that's
like
what I
if
that's
you
what I
didn't
don't like
show,
about it. There
if you
should be
didn't
no
prove
talk about any Heisman player or any Heisman Trophy winning at all
until
least
like
week
week
6.
5. Yeah, I was gonna say after week 5.
Yeah. You're going to
Then
start to
let's
see
talk
some more
about it.
competitive matchups when you get to that point. You have your big weeks. Some of these teams, they have big weeks, like
Well, that
Texas and
gives you,
Ohio State week 1. You have that game, and you have those every year.
but that
But then you
gives
don't have
you
anything for like 3-4 weeks.
right, but that gives you stats to actually look at games they played and against competition they played against. It gives you more data than just saying, I like this guy because people like this guy and his last name's Manning. Like,
Yep.
I don't give a shit about that.
And to be honest, I know like you've talked about that Manning's overhyped and all of things. Here's the problem though. Arch Manning didn't overhype himself. Everybody else is overhyping Arch Manning.
Yeah, I'm not. No, I don't. You know what? I think Arch Manning is a good
we
kid.
don't know. Arch Manning could turn out to be phenomenal. We don't
Right,
know.
right. But
We don't have the film. We don't have nothing. We don't have game time. We don't know shit
and
about
I
Arch.
am in no way, shape, or form blaming him whatsoever for any of
Absolutely
this.
not. No,
This is
nobody
all the
is.
media. This is all everybody talking about him has blown him up and made it into this for him. And I actually feel for the kid because all he wants to do is go out and play football.
That's
And you know he's already under the shadow.
he kind of carries himself that way though.
Yeah.
He doesn't. You don't any interviews or anything that I've seen on him. He doesn't sit there and talk like a hothead or anything like that. He's a pretty calm, collective dude. So I honestly hope for the best for Arch Manning. I really do, and I honestly hope the best for Texas. They have been trying for a long time to get that football program back off the ground, and they seem to be trending in the right direction. They had some good years the last couple of years with Quinn Ewers, and we've seen Texas play some very good football the last couple of years. So I can
You
see
got
Texas
Sarkisian down there. He's going to play good ball. He's a good coach. He's going to have a good team. And they got a lot of money in. So the NIL is going to only help Texas because there's a lot of freaking money in Austin. There's a lot of money in Texas, and it's a football state.
There's a lot of guys that pay a lot of money to keep players on that team right now. The next one I want to jump into real quick. I got 2 more that I really want to talk about, and if there's any more after that for you, you can feel free to jump in. Florida LSU.
Yeah.
LSU for me, they're playing well and they're playing competitive. They don't look like a number 3 team to me. But who are you going to put in LSU's place at number 3 right now?
Oregon.
I don't really think there's anybody besides Oregon, and they're at number 4 right behind them. So I mean, I feel like the rankings are kind of roughly where they should be. I hate Florida, and I just love seeing the demise and everybody whining and complaining about fucking Florida losing and all the things and how their coach sucks and blah blah blah. It's funny to me. But LSU for me, like they had a very tough week 1. They played well last week. They've won both games, and I'm kind of curious if we're going to start seeing LSU and Brian Kelly bringing that program back to the promised land, because there's a possibility. You can't tell me if LSU doesn't continue on the path that they're on right now with the team that they have, which is pretty much bringing a lot of guys back from last year that played very well, that they can't possibly make the college football playoff this year.
Well, I say that Florida, so LSU is ripe for a upset today by Florida, and they hate each other. These teams play each other a lot, and so if Florida's doing really good, LSU wants to fuck it up, and if LSU's doing really good, Florida doesn't want to do anything to mess them up.
I think I read earlier today LSU has won the last 8 matchups.
Yeah, and
If I
Florida
remember
doesn't like
correctly.
that. So I think it's going to be a good game, and I think Florida's going to come out, but I don't think it's going to be enough to take LSU. LSU is just too good. Right now. They might be suspect for upset, and I'm saying that, but
They absolutely could be suspect for upset because I mean it's Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's notorious for getting upset in big games.
right. A couple other games that I do want to talk about. I do want to talk about Ole Miss versus Arkansas. They're both 2-0. Both these teams
Yes.
are playing really well. Ole Miss is 17. Arkansas is unranked, but Arkansas is
Arkansas is playing some
they're
good,
playing really
playing some
well.
damn good ball right now, and they honestly had a hot start to the season. Was it last year or the year before that?
Last year and they fell off, but
Yeah, but I mean they're playing good football, and Arkansas is just one of those teams where they're really good at baseball,
hey, here's
and
another one. Here's another one.
it
Okay,
seems to be, but it
so
seems to be coming around for them in the football program.
what happens whenever Notre Dame loses to Texas A&M today and they go to 0-2?
That was gonna be my next game that I wanted to talk about. So let's finish the Arkansas Ole Miss conversation, and then we'll hop into that one.
All right.
Why is my fucking battery low? Don't die.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think honestly on this one, like I think Ole Miss is going to be. I honestly think that they're going to take this. I don't know, man. I like Ole Miss. They've been playing really good football. It's really hard to go against them. And Arkansas is really good. They are up and coming, but I don't think they're quite there yet. They got old Rick, freaking Trino coming back or whatever. That's not their head coach, but he's like back with them.
Yeah.
And that's what's making them better, in my opinion. He brings a lot of energy and a lot of stuff to that team. So I think that they are going to be a better team, but Ole Miss is going to take this. They're just too good right now. I think if they played later in the season, maybe Arkansas gets them.
I think Ole Miss is going to take this game as well. And like I said, I mean Arkansas's they've been playing better the last couple of years, and they're starting off the season hot at 2-0. And Ole Miss has been good for the last few years as well, and I think they're currently just the better team at the moment, and I think they're going to take it as well. Let's hop into your Texas A&M Notre Dame game because I know how you feel about Notre Dame, and I'm sure my buddy that's going to listen to this is going to love hearing what you have to say. But let's just get it going.
Well, I mean, here's the deal. I'm just asking the question. I don't care either way because this team doesn't really matter to me. But at the end of the fucking day, like, what happens if Notre Dame loses this fucking game to Texas A&M, which is a very, very good possibility. If that happens, they're 0-2. So right now they're currently ranked 8th. Okay? If they lose that, they're going to fall out of the top 25. There's no way they don't going 0-2. And they don't play nobody.
No.
They don't play nobody after that.
The rest of their schedule currently has no ranked opponents on it.
Whether those opponents become ranked,
looking at the schedule, I think we did it a week before too. We don't.
Purdue, Arkansas, Boise, North Carolina State, USC, Boston College, Navy, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Stanford. Even if they win out after that, it doesn't matter.
And NC State might be their toughest game the rest of the year.
Or Arkansas.
Or Arkansas, yeah. After we just talked up Arkansas, and then I forget to throw their name out there. God, I'm an asshole.
It's all right. You were born one and just grew bigger.
Yeah, it's just what happens. I honestly, dude, I think even though Texas A&M has been playing good football, I still think that Notre Dame coach is very good at his job. And I think Notre Dame takes this game, but it's not going to be easy. Texas A&M is playing very good, and Notre Dame had a big loss and then an off week, and now we're in week 3. Are they going to be rested?
They better.
They should be, but Texas A&M, dude, they're hot.
All I'm saying is
they've been getting better every year the last probably 3 years. Texas A&M's nobody to screw around with when it comes to college football. They will upset anybody.
I'll tell you right now, you'll be able to tell first or second, if they're going to win or not. If they come out flat, it's over.
Yeah, you can't come out flat against Texas A&M. I'm sorry.
No,
You got to come out on
because
fire.
then their defense is too good too. Texas A&M's coming after you.
Texas A&M is ranked 16 because it's hard to put them any higher, but at the same time, they're playing just as well as top 10 teams.
Yes.
Yes, there's teams in front of them that are currently better, but they're playing as well as a top 10 team right now.
Their freaking defense is stacked. They are good. And they're going to come after your ass. Their defensive line is really good. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to see. That's a game I'm going to watch today. I'm going to definitely keep an eye on that. And we'll talk some more about that, obviously. Just so we're going to throw this in there. We are doing our stuff on TikTok. We're doing Morningwood Sports Game Day Live over there on TikTok at 10 a.m. on Sundays. So if you check us out on that, that'd be great.
Hey, let's pump the brakes on that. It's sometime between 10 and 10:30 because you don't know who's going to be lazy in the morning, if it's me or him. So
Okay, that's fair. But around 10 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, we do Morningwood Sports Live, Game Day Live. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a lot of commentary. We'll give you comments and statements and lineup ideas and stuff.
On TikTok, we get more of that opportunity to interact with people.
And just if you need some credentials, I did just win my DraftKings league this week. I mean, I'm pretty awesome, and I gave it out when we were on our thing last on Sunday. So if you'd have followed me, you'd have probably won yours as well. But that's okay. If not, we'll figure it out. Come listen to us tomorrow between 10 and 10:30, and I'll go over it again. And whenever you get last in your league, don't come bitching to me because that means I got last too, and I'll be pissed off too.
Oh, goodness gracious. Just a quick before we hop into the NFL, I just wanted to touch base on this one thing real quick. And I read it last night and I was like, holy shit. Because if that dude's injured, that team is screwed. And that's Tarek Skubal from the Detroit Tigers. Left the game with back shoulder tightness. And he had to go in for MRI imaging. And turns out everything looked normal. Everything looks good. He's going to come back for his start like he normally does. But, man, could you imagine if they lost Skubal right before the playoffs?
Oh, it would be horrible. It would definitely take them out of contention.
Man.
This is
I'm not over here cheering for the Detroit Tigers because I'm a Minnesota Twins fan, but that would have been a huge loss.
No, but you don't want to see that to a team's ace right before they get into the playoff run.
And one more off topic before we hit the NFL. The Minnesota Wild. Touch base on a little hockey here, right, real quick. The Minnesota Wild apparently have offered Kaprizov $8 million or 8-year, $128 million deal. That would make him the highest paid player in NHL history ever. That's going over Connor McDavid, who makes like $12 million a year. He'd be looking at $16 million a year, and he turned it down. So as a Wild fan, Kirill, I love you, man. But dude, if you can't accept a contract like that, which not only would hamper us signing any other decent players for the next 8 years, I'm kind of like, trade the guy.
No, and sometimes these guys get, like, I'm not saying greedy because I won't say that word, but sometimes these guys get so confident and their agents pump them up to a point where they feel like they deserve the world. And at the end of the day, it is a team sport and you need other players. So if you take up 75% of the pie, you only got 25% left, man. And you want 100%, you can't get 100%. Like, what do you?
I honestly wouldn't even be upset if they gave him that $16 million a year. Sign a 4-year deal. We have enough money to sign other players still at that point in time.
Don't handcuff us for 8 years.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't see a very good outcome for the Minnesota Wild in this situation, but at the same time, I'm on the side of, and I was all pumped when we drafted Kirill, and we waited forever to get him to come over from Russia. And man, he has been so fun to watch. But if he's not going to take a deal like that, I'm on the side of what can we get for this fella? Now, that was my little quick I just wanted to touch base on those couple things quick. Now we can hop into some NFL real
And
quick about what we going on this week, and then yeah. Well, obviously Thursday night happened, and
yes,
the Packers put a pretty heavy beatdown on Washington.
man. I mean, it was a closer game than that, but I mean, your Green Bay definitely, dude. They are the team to beat in the NFC right now and I think they, like I talked about, they became a lot more complete team whenever they got Micah over there because it really solidified and made them it gave them a good pass rusher that is now going to make them have to double team him every time, which gives other people opportunities.
Yep. No, the Packers played very well, and I don't like saying that out loud, but the Packers
No, and
played
cram it in your cram hole, LaFleur is fucking doing very well, and I have to say that Jordan Love he's playing a lot more like a veteran now. You can see that he has grown up.
He definitely looked a lot more comfortable in the pocket
Yes.
the last couple of games than he even did last year.
Yes, he looks a lot more mature running that system.
Jordan Love's currently only issue is that his downfield, his deep passes not accurate.
No, he just has to throw it up.
Yeah, that guy would be lights out if he could get a deep ball. I mean, even 20% of the time.
Right.
Jaden Daniels apparently went in for a MRI on his knee. He apparently was limping quite a bit. I have not read if anything came back from those results yet. Obviously,
I haven't seen any update either.
If there was any issues, we probably would have seen some sort of breaking news by this point.
Yeah. He'll be all right. He's just sore, I'm sure.
Outside of that, yeah, I mean, in all honesty,
he was running for his fucking life. So I mean, what do you expect?
It was, I mean, Packers won 27-18, and it doesn't look like that's the way the score should be. I mean, Jaden Daniels had 200 yards passing. Yeah. They only accumulated 51 yards of rushing total for that team.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Jordan Love did. He was almost 300 yards. That whole team combined at 135 yards rushing. I mean, Green Bay's playing very well, and
they're a complete team. They're a complete team.
They're probably the one team in the NFC that is, that will possibly knock off the Eagles.
No, there's 3 teams in the NFC right now, and it's weird. There's 3 teams, and so you got the Rams if Stafford's healthy, and then you got the Eagles, and then you got right here
the Packers.
That's the 3rd team, the Packers. So it's weird, you got one on the West Coast, one in the Midwest, and one on the East Coast, and they're all dominant. And any of them, so one of those 3 will win the NFC.
I believe so.
That's the cream of the crop.
I just hope it's not the Packers because I fucking hate the
Packers.
No,
well, you know what? I understand that, but so they played another team that we are looking at as the top of the NFC yesterday, and that was obviously the Commanders. And they beat them. They beat them well, and it was Thursday, not yesterday, but still.
I mean, for me, I had the Commanders in front of the Packers up until that game. I mean, the Packers have showed up and showed out in both games that they've played, and they're playing very good.
Very well. They look like a well-oiled machine right now.
They do, and I don't like it, but we'll see what happens. Hopping into Sunday's games. One for me that's going to be interesting to watch is the Bears at the Lions. Because the Bears were all hyped up. We got Ben Johnson. We improved our offensive line. Our defense is better. All the things. And guess what? After watching that Monday Night Football game against the Vikings, it's the same old Bears.
Yeah.
Nothing is changing. Caleb Williams...
He has the same, if not worse, numbers than Mitch Trubisky in his first.
Maybe came out hot, but here's my take, and I'm just going to go back to that Vikings-Bears game a little bit. The Vikings looked well on defense. Offense was obviously sputtering, but they were playing well on D. That defense held them to 10 points for 3.5 quarters. So you can't tell me the defense wasn't playing well, but the Bears had a decent lead, 11-point lead, and they blew it against a quarterback who was starting his first game in the NFL, primetime Monday Night Football. And whatever happened, and I don't know, but JJ McCarthy just did not seem to give up. And that coach, I think JJ McCarthy can be successful as long as he has KOC in his back pocket. I'm not going to lie to you. Whatever those two did, they turned that game around.
Well,
And
I'll tell you
JJ
what happened.
McCarthy came out and he played well. He started completing passes and good passes too,
Did you
accurate passes.
see?
The one
Did
to
you?
Aaron Jones, the one to Aaron Jones that went for a touchdown was about a yard and a half underthrown, but still beat the defensive backs. He still got the touchdown.
Did you see the video where it shows him having a rough time and JJ having his back?
Yeah.
Like JJ, so and McCarthy's like, don't give up on me. He's like, man, I got you, no problem, I got you. And then he runs that touchdown in, and then he throws like, I mean, like that, like if they got your
Dude,
back, then you're unbeatable.
He was confident. Like he had that pick six, and it didn't phase him, dude. He came right back out and he played tough, hard football. And I don't care what everybody has said that JJ McCarthy can't throw the ball and all the things. I mean, yeah, he only threw for like 170 yards that game, but between Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, they turned it on in the fourth quarter too. Jordan Mason had like 54 yards in the fourth quarter. It was ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, the team I think is going to be good. I think the Packers are the team to beat in the division, even though I still pick the Vikings to win the division. Injuries happen. We don't know. Vikings have some more injuries this week going into Sunday Night Football, so we'll see. But going back to the game, talking about the Bears and the Lions. The Bears were overhyped big time, and the Lions, I don't think were overhyped. We just expected more, and they looked like dog shit week one.
Well, we talked about this. Obviously, losing your offensive and defensive coordinator is going to be a big hit to you. Um, obviously, Ben Johnson is also having his struggles because he's realizing that it's harder to teach somebody that's not willing to listen than
He's
he
more
had.
worried about what color his nails are before game time.
He should be worried about winning games. But he had somebody that bought all in whenever he was up in Detroit, whenever he had Goff. And I think that the reality has happened here is I love what they got going on in Detroit, but I think that he's a motivator. He's not an X's and O's guy up there. I think he's good at motivating his guys to play hard for him. But I think that his offensive and defensive coordinators is what made him really shine the last couple of years. And that's what it looked like game one. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll prove me wrong on game two.
I definitely see Detroit bouncing back and having a much better game. I think their game plan.
Amari St. Brown still looks good. Goff looked all right.
Jahmyr Gibbs still had a pretty decent game. I mean, yeah. the team in itself had a pretty decent game, but they just kept getting shut down by the Packers no matter what they did.
Yeah. No, the Packers just look better. They were just the better team. And maybe that'll change, but right now that's not the case. And Detroit needs to bounce back. We need to see a statement game from them to get their name back out there. And I'm sure that's exactly what they're hoping to do.
This is their statement game right now.
That's what they need right now. They need a statement game right now.
They need to beat the brakes off the Bears and have a good game. They got to come out
and put the Bears back in the basement where they belong and elevate themselves. Or if they lose, then everybody's going to be like, well, the Bears might still have it. I don't know. And they'll be like, Detroit's went off, man. They fell off the deep end. They're Detroit of old. They're the Detroit of old.
This game, I think, is going to be interesting, and I'm probably not going to watch it. But the 49ers have lost Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And Kittle.
The shit bowl. I'm well aware.
And the Saints actually looked somewhat competitive last week. Yeah. I mean, we thought the Saints were going to get blown out.
Yeah, I mean, that's because Kellen Moore is he's a good coach. Kellen Moore is going to be fine, but they don't have a quarterback.
But that's my point, is that you got a coach that seems to have the team on his back. The team fought hard. I mean, they stayed in that game the whole time with a chance to win it. And now you got a 49ers team that lost their quarterback. They lost their tight end. And I know they're weak at wide receiver. Juwan Jennings got hurt. I mean, they got Ricky Pearsall and now Mac Jones starting this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going against
Mac
a team
Jones
like
versus freaking.
going against the Saints, and the Saints, I mean, like I said, they played competitive football last week. I mean, I thought they were going to just look like shit, and they didn't.
Yeah, we
So
got
this
freaking
game just
Mac
kind of
Jones
has
versus
my
Spencer
interest,
Rattler, dude.
just because of the injuries and just because of all the talk that we talked about the 49ers and all the talk we've talked about the Saints, and
This is a
I just
semi-pro football game.
wouldn't go that fucking far.
We got, dude. It's Mac Jones versus Spencer Rattler.
That's all right. They made it
What
farther
the
in the
fuck?
NFL than I ever did.
You didn't fucking make it to semi-pro either, motherfucker. Like, I'm not saying that they're backyard champions. I'm saying that they're fucking backup champions. Okay, like, what do you want from me, motherfucker? I'm telling you, like, it's not my fault that they're not very good quarterbacks. It's not my fault that New Orleans didn't decide to fix their quarterback issue. It's not my fault that San Francisco can, like, I think they have somebody that is actually hurting their quarterbacks on purpose every single year. I don't know what's going on. Their quarterback room must be a torture chamber. I'm not really sure, but like everybody goes over there and they get shredded. I mean, like not in a good way either. Like going through a shredder. Like, well, let's think about it. You know, you got freaking White Boy Wonder over there. His knees are destroyed at this point. You got freaking Kittle. I'm so pretty. Never on the field though. And then you got Purdy. That ain't
Oh,
very Purdy.
Kittle's not hurt that often. Kittle is not hurt that often. I think that's a little over exaggeration. You can look it up. I don't think Kittle's hurt that often. In his entire career in the NFL, I don't think he's been hurt that much.
We'll find out, man. We'll find out.
Definitely has injuries, but I think every NFL player deals with it.
I'm just
And
going
again,
last 2 years.
okay, let's go the last 2 years. How many games did he start last year and the year before? I'll sit here and wait in silence. This is when I need like the Jeopardy song going. If I knew it, I'd just mumble it, but I can't.
Well, he missed 4 games last year,
Okay.
and he's out for at least 4 games. So he's out for at least 4 games this year.
Yeah, because he got put on IR.
Yeah, for injury. See, this is where we need like a Jamie or something to look this stuff up for us, so then we can just talk about it and talk shit for each other.
Maybe we should be a little bit more prepared for the people.
So he missed 3 games for injury in 2024, weeks 3, 11, and week 1, and then he's gonna miss 4 this season.
And obviously they're going to put him on IR. He might be ready before then, but they put him on IR so they can bring up another player and fill his roster spot. I mean,
I understand.
When you get put on
I
IR,
get it.
it's minimum 4 games, so it's not horrible, but
No.
I get what you're saying. I mean, he's not Travis Kelce.
No, Travis Kelce doesn't get hurt. He just hurts other fucking people.
Yeah, he just takes out your other wide receiver when you
Well,
already
we'll talk about that when we get to my game. But at this point, like, yeah, it's like whatever.
So, do you want to hop into your Chiefs real quick? I got a couple more.
Let's get. Are we gonna give our predictions on these games? Like, we're gonna give our predictions on the Lions.
We'll talk more about predictions tomorrow. I liked having this whole commentary and just talking shit and going back and forth about what. I mean, you can say who you think's going to win, and I mean, I think the 49ers are still going to beat the Saints, and I still think the Lions are going to beat the brakes off the Bears. So
I'm gonna pick Kellen Moore and fucking over the 49ers because I picked Arizona to fucking dominate that fucking division over there. And so yeah. But yeah, no, let's go ahead. We'll move on. We'll move on.
My next game that I want to chit chat about is the Bills at the Jets. And I want to talk about this game mainly for the fact that the Bills came back and won, obviously, against Baltimore. And there was some issues at the end of the game, and Lamar Jackson apparently shoved a fan, but the fan was like in his face and like touching him. I would have done the same thing if I was Lamar Jackson.
No.
And here's my favorite thing about it. Lamar Jackson apologized for shoving him, but said, think next time. Like, why are you touching me? Don't touch me.
Right.
But
No,
that was a
I
very
like
good football
Lamar.
game.
Like I don't have any issue at all with Lamar. I think that he is a unique character, to be honest. But like at the same time, I think he's very respectable. I don't think he's ever done anything out of line. And if somebody's gonna put their hands on me, I want to put my hands on you.
Yeah,
Like leave
you're
me
likely
alone.
going to get shoved. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I don't give a shit who you are. But no, that was a good football game, and Baltimore choked big time, and they were up what 25-40
Right.
with.
And let's be real. Derrick Henry said it was on him. He
Oh,
said
he
it was
did.
on
I mean,
him.
he took the blame, and I get it, and I like getting that from those players because the players it keeps them responsible and for not only the game, but they're getting paid all this money to do it. Admit your mistakes. Like, I screwed up. It happens. I mean, we're all humans. We all make mistakes.
Right. No. And honestly, Derek's awesome. I mean, he's gonna have a lot of touchdowns and he's gonna win a lot of games for him. He fucked up. And he always fucked up and he admitted it. It is what
Yep.
it is. Exactly what we called this game is exactly how I called it until the end. I said that Baltimore was going to run all over them. They did. I said that it was going to be, Baltimore was going to just outpace them. They did. And freaking also something I said also happened. I said every time I say that Josh Allen's going to lose, he comes back and proves me fucking wrong. He did. Like every single time that dude, like I'm never going to make a promise or like I'm never gonna say if Josh Allen does this, I'll do this. Because if I say that, I just might as well go ahead and get it done.
But the other reason I want to talk about this game is the Jets looked good last week.
They did. And they're a lot better defense than the Cowboys, in my opinion. So I think that it's gonna be
The coaching seemed very well when they were playing the Steelers last week. Coaching looked, I mean, play calling seemed good. Justin Fields looked good. Between throwing the ball and running the ball, I mean, everything seemed very balanced. And they lost the game, and it sucks for the Jets because that was a hard fought game, and they were leading. And you had Aaron Rodgers throw for 4 touchdowns, so that
and you
defense, I
know what
think,
and like
that
Aaron
defense needs
Rodgers
to
actually
tighten up.
looks decent, but I think that what really looked good for them is they have Megatron. It's Megatron 2.0. I know it's not freaking
Yeah,
actual Megatron, but it's Megatron 2.0. He's too big over there. He looked great. He absolutely looked great. Metcalf looked amazing. He was open all day long. He was on those slant routes and things. And Rogers is going to hit him. If you shut him down, you're going to beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh did what Pittsburgh always does. They stay in the game long enough to win it at the very end.
well, and at the same time, like they always have a good defense, and we just didn't see that out of them. Justin Fields was eating them up. I mean, it was actually a very fun football game to watch. I mean, you got a high scoring game, and you got antique Aaron Rodgers, who's 41, and then you have the young guy in Justin Fields, who's
Hey,
on
he
his
looked really
third
good,
team.
dude. He looked
And,
really good.
but they looked good.
Well, and the thing about Justin Fields is, like, he looked like he knew when to throw it and when not to. He looked
Mm-hmm.
very good. I was pleasantly surprised.
All right. Outside of that, let's talk about your Eagles and Chiefs here, and then I got to get rolling.
Okay, let's talk about the Eagles and Chiefs. Obviously, we're playing without Rashee Rice. He's still suspended. I would like to see us play a lot more freaking aggressively. This is a Super Bowl rematch. We're not going to have probably Xavier Worthy. He was a limited participant in practice, which is a good sign, but he's not going to play in this game. And we just have to come out firing. We have to actually commit and do our job in order to beat this team. This is a high-powered Eagles team, but their defense is not near as good as it was when we faced them the last time. But we're going to be down our top 2 wide receivers. We do have Hollywood Brown. We do still have some other guys that are going to be there. I like Royal. I like these other players we have. We're going to see coming in. And I will say that Travis Kelce looks slow. I'd like to see more Noah Gray. I
Yeah.
feel like
Noah Gray looked good last year towards that, the second half of the season. He was playing very well. So I'd like to see more Noah Gray in that offense for the Chiefs.
so I think that that we need to start that transition and things. But other than that, I think the Eagles are going to be a good team. If we, Saquon's rough. You're going to have to get him. He can hurl you backwards. We've seen it. He's ridiculous. He's amazing. We're going to try to stuff him. But at the same time, we can't get so focused on that we let Jalen Hurts run all over us and pass all over us like we did in the Super Bowl. So we'll see if Steve Spagnuolo learned his lesson from the Super Bowl or if it's going to be round 2. I'm hoping that they bounce back. I'm hoping that we take this game. I think it's going to be a close game. Both these teams play each other rough every time they do. If we can come out on top, I think we're going to be trending upwards. If not, I think it's going to be a rough season for us. So,
the Chiefs starting off 0-2 is going to look rough.
I don't know if that's going to happen, but I hope it doesn't. It could happen. This team is very good, like I said. The first 6 games of ours are going to be rough, no matter what. After that, we'll get Rashida back, and we will have some other. Hopefully, we'll have everybody. And at that point, we'll obviously be making a run at some point this year. But until that point, we're going to have to see some Mahomes magic and some Kelsey knocking out the other team rather than our own team.
Watching the Chiefs last week, they had a good game. They weren't horrible, but they weren't firing on all cylinders. And yes, like you said, Rashee Rice is out. Xavier Worthy got hurt. This team is supposed to be better than what it was last year, and not that they didn't get their asses kicked by the Chargers by any means. It was actually a very good football game, very competitive. The Eagles I think are still going to be tough. They're going to still be good, and there's a possibility that the Chiefs start 0-2 this year, and that's going to be, not that the Chiefs can't bounce back from that. If there's any team in this league right now that could bounce back from that, would be the Chiefs. But it's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I'm hoping that we can pull this off. If we do, I do agree that we are set up to come back from that. But at the same time, nobody wants to come back from that. We do have one of the best coaches of all time in Andy Reid, and we have one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Patrick Mahomes. So you can never count the Chiefs out as long as that pair is together. But it is becoming more and more troublesome to put a good team on the field. The more that we have to pay Patrick, we have to do it with the younger guys, and the younger guys have to step up and do their job. So let's see what they can do, and let's see if we can get our defense back to where we need it. I think these guys are going to gel, and I think we'll be fine.
I think you will be too. It might be a loss, but I think you guys will still be fine.
Hope you're wrong.
Outside of that, thanks everybody for watching. And again, remember, we're on TikTok tomorrow between 10 and 10:30, and we'll talk some more shit over there. Outside of that, thanks everybody. Have a good one.
Say the outro.
You want me to say the outro?
Yeah.
Remember, it's just an opinion, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
And until next time, later, Gator.
Later.